Welcome to Covering the Bases with the Mets. I am Teresa Aronson from the St. Lucie County Chamber of Commerce. It is our pleasure, our honor to facilitate this event. We're now doing it on a Wednesday. That much I'm very sure of. Which Wednesday I may need help on it? Is it the third or the second? It's the third Wednesday. In case did you know that, Brett?
Not till you just
exactly. That's my problem too. The third Wednesday of the month, we do it at noon. It's at the SLC TV studios at the county building. It's free, open to the public. We throw in Jimmy John subs and pickles and chips, all courtesy of our good friend and former Mets player. Oh my gosh.
Bobby Malak.
Bobby Malak. Okay, thank you. I've never forgotten that in like 5 years, but today is the very first day. But it's also the first day for my co-host, actually. So a warm welcome from the Mets organization. We have Brett Blader-Groen. He's filling in. He works with Lauren. Lauren is the director of corporate sponsorships, and Brett is the manager of corporate sponsorships. And you haven't seen him before, but he's been with the organization for a while and was with them previously, what, about a decade ago?
Yeah, it was 7 years ago. So
7 years ago, you took a brief break from the Mets and you came back. Well, welcome. It's nice to have you. Thank you for filling in. There's a lot going on. Yesterday was up in the air of like, but Lauren's new baby Cooper is under the weather.
Yes, so her mom duties have called her in, and so now you get the six-string backup here today with you.
Well, and I don't want you to be labeled the sixth string, but we did go through the, Casey's got a capital improvement meeting, Trayer's got a meeting, and Paul we've given up on, basically.
That and Adam's on the road with the team, so yes, yeah.
Oh, Adam's on the road. Right. I don't think Adam's ever done the show,
though, either. So I feel better now.
Yeah. I don't think we've even asked Adam to do the show.
There we go.
There you go. So you beat out Adam.
Thanks.
There. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the Mets. Yes. The Mets are doing well, right?
Yes. Yeah. We won the first half of the season, so we're qualified for the playoffs, which will start here coming up September 13th. Will be the first round. So they pit the first half champion versus the second half champion in your division. So we qualified for that already, and we're holding our own in the second half. So we're looking forward to it.
Good. What happens if you win both halves?
I think it goes to the best record, or maybe the second place team in the second half.
Okay, and then you still have to duke it out.
Great question. I should know that. I don't.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, like, if you win both halves, you don't
just
to go.
Default, right?
Yeah, but you still got to duke it out.
Still got to go through somebody. Yeah.
It's like NASCAR. There's like a whole bunch of.
Yeah.
You got to play this scrimmage.
Some formula or something. So.
And then we were just in New York watching the MLB team.
Yes.
And it was like a 2-game series, and I think they won one. And
yes, the game we were at Friday night, we lost in extra innings to the Phillies. It was a great game though still. And then Saturday, awesome game. DeGrom pitched.
Yeah.
Place was sold out. It was like a playoff game, and we won 1-0. It was a really awesome game.
Good.
So,
yeah, lots of people want to go see DeGrom pitch, and so I knew it was going to be a sold-out game. It was going to be crazy up there.
Yes.
But because they're doing so well, it's a whole different stadium than when we used to go.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been going on this trip for years, several years now, and when they're not doing great, we have access to everything.
Yeah, right.
And when they're doing good, they're like, nope, you have to stay in your pod.
Right.
And so I noticed a huge difference. But it's good to see that it's sold out and it was crowded, and the fans were into it. The game was really, really good.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. I love Citi Field anyway. It's a beautiful, beautiful stadium.
Yes.
So how many you came back on board like what, 2-3 years ago?
No, just in October of last year. So
Really?
Yeah. It's there's some in the organization didn't even know I had left. So that's why.
Oh, that's so funny.
So yeah, it was great. Yeah.
And so was it your first time to the new?
That
Citi
was my
Field?
first trip up there
so.
to visit the ballpark and everything. So we didn't do this trip in my previous stint with the organization.
No,
we never did
didn't.
that. So goes with a lot of the other things that have changed since I have returned, so that was great.
I think this was probably our 4th or 5th year maybe doing it, and me and Francesca Tyler are the only two that have been on it every year.
Oh, wow.
We're the only two, long haulers for that trip. And even Lauren missed a year.
Right.
Trayer has always made it, Paul's always
Right.
made it, but yeah, it's so fun. Casey, I think, missed a year too.
She did. They were going through the list, and they had you two as being the only with perfect attendance. So.
Yeah, we have perfect.
Right.
Hey, you're going to invite me to New York? I'm not going to say no.
Twist it,
Yeah. I'm going to make that work.
Right.
But it was a fun time. It was an exciting time. I'm very grateful for the Mets doing that for us.
That's awesome.
And appreciate it. So we have our back to school event coming up with you guys, and I'm not sure people will see that, but But we want to continually remind people, because we'll do it again next year, that we are inviting first responders and anybody that works on school staff and frontline workers to a free baseball game with a friend in August. And we're thankful that you guys do that with us too, because you give us a discount on tickets. I find a sponsor, and we try to pack the stadium, and all of our chamber members kind of line the concourse with their booth space and give out tchotchkes, which I love, so it should be fun.
Nice, yeah. There's gonna be a lot of vendors this year. I was looking at the list. So
yeah, we're excited. So if we get like 20 to 30 vendors, it's crowded.
Right.
And I think we might get to at least 20, probably 25 is my guess. So I'm excited about it. And we're doing it inside this year, which is the first time. We're typically out in the parking lot, so everybody has to bring a tent. So you don't need a tent this year, so we got a lot more takers.
Right.
Yeah, they don't have
Keep
to
them out of the sun,
They don't have to be in
weather,
the sun. They don't have to set up a tent. They're like, okay, I'll do it. It's free. Yeah, I'll do it. What's going in September for the playoff games? How does that work? Where will people be playing?
So we'll be hosting the first few games of that series here, starting on the 13th. Obviously, we don't know our opponent quite yet, and obviously, if we win, we'll continue and be hosting more games past that. But it's all TBD at this point.
It's all TBD. So
So at this point, we're just guaranteed that first series.
Because you're the first in.
Correct.
You've already run the first half, so the St.
Correct.
Lucie Mets will be hosting the first few games.
Correct.
Yeah. And what about the Major League team? Where are they at in the standings?
Oh, they're doing well. They still have the division lead, and looking like they're trending towards the playoffs. Obviously, you know, hopefully all goes well.
Don't
They'll
jinx
still be
it.
right, and they have one of the best records in all of Major League Baseball. It goes back and forth with them. They actually have a better record than the Yankees now, which is nice. So they've been on a little run here, which is great.
Good. Good. And will there be any special events tied to the playoffs? I know it's kind of hard. I know that you still sell sponsorships for that as the corporate sponsorship and manager.
Right. We'll put some packages together, obviously, as those games get closer. Once we get more definitive on that, definitely we'll put some packages together so sponsors can be involved. Hopefully we create some buzz around those games. So that's the goal. So.
Do you think we'll get some people from New York to come down for that?
I would think, I would hope, you know, but we'll see. You know, it's tough to say.
But it's rare that both teams are doing so well.
Yeah, it's rare. I joke because my time before, when I was with the organization, we didn't have, you know, the team being this good up in New York, and obviously it has a trickle-down effect, you know, across the whole organization, creates a buzz. So.
It does, and I've been with the, you know, with the Mets for a long time. I've been hosting the show for a long time too, and you can tell the difference between when they're doing well. A lot of fair weather friends, though, I have to say,
100%.
But not us. We were always there.
Right.
In September, for us at the Chamber, we've got some things going on too. We're doing a symposium or on kind of, it's an update on children's services in our county.
Okay.
And so we're going to be doing that September 29th. And anybody can come to that. It's free, open to the public. You can RSVP online. It's not free. You're right. That one's not free. It is open to the public. It's not free because we're serving a hot lunch. And then we also have, what else in September, Margaret?
The golf tournament on the 16th.
The golf. Do you golf?
I used to have hobbies before kids, so yeah, I've noticed doing the golf. Yes,
yeah. You lose a lot when you have kids, just so you know. But we're going to have our golf tournament September 16th at PGA.
Oh, nice.
You got to meet Brent and his wife Brandy on this trip this time. So they've invited us to host our golf tournament at PGA. We're excited about that. So we want to make sure everybody knows about that information, and it's up at stluciechamber.org. Anything else we have to touch on? I know we brought some tickets for the studio audience today, which is mostly my staff and my dear friend John. But if they want to go to a game, we'll make sure they go to a game. They're not good for playoff tickets, playoff games.
I think we can make these work for playoff tickets. So they're just given a lot of our sponsors, if they didn't use their ticket, we're allowing those to be used towards the playoff tickets as well.
Okay.
So.
Is there anything else you need to let us know about the Mets?
No, just exciting. We've had the way the draft lines up, so we've had a couple of higher draftees from this year's draft already get called up to the team. So that's exciting to kind of get to see their first dip into professional baseball. So it'll be great to see them. They just got called up and join the team this road trip. So it's going to be great. Hopefully they can carry us into the playoffs and perform well for us.
So this trip to New York, we ran into a snafu with our airline, like everybody does.
One way to put it, but yeah.
Yeah. There was 40 of us on one flight, and it was a group reservation, and we had to split them all up and send them to every corner of the earth to get them back to New York.
Right.
But because the Mets are doing so well, on every plane there was a sea of Mets t-shirts. And I kept trying to scoop them up thinking they were part of our group. And they're like, and I'm like, well, he's got a Mets shirt on. And then I'm looking around the airplane, I'm like, everybody's got a Mets shirt on flying into LaGuardia.
Right.
And it was confusing the crud out of me because, as you know, I think we did like 8 or 9 different flights.
Yeah.
4 people here, 3 people here. We'll see you sometime in New York.
Right. You turned into the travel agent for the group. You did a great job getting everybody there. We didn't lose anyone in
I
all
don't
the
think
chaos.
we did.
Yeah, we all made it.
Yeah, we did make it, and we got in at all different times. And Lauren had to go ahead and arrange the transportation. And we were like, okay, we're only 20 minutes apart. I'm coming from Detroit. You're coming from Charlotte. We'll meet you at the airport. It'll be fine. But everybody on that trip was such a trooper.
Yes.
Everybody kind of got on board and was like, we don't have another choice.
Right.
We're just
kind of here we are, and let's make
sure.
the best out of it. Right.
We bought them pizza.
Right.
We bought them pizza.
Pizza party was
We had a
great time.
pizza party at the airport, and I stole chips from the airline supply chain. Yeah.
I missed that. So
Yeah, no, I went down. They were giving out chips because we were so delayed, and I was like, yeah, and I'll take these. Walk down with them, so that we could have a little pizza party in the airport. But we were there from 5:30. 6 o'clock at night, they finally canceled our flight. When I already put everybody else on a million different flights, it was a mess. So when they tell you travel is hard, but getting home, I was fine, right?
Yeah, I had no
Did
issues
you have any
getting
problems?
home. None.
Yeah, it was a crazy day
Right.
though. We got to see the last 2 innings
Right.
of the game. We had to go straight to the game.
Yeah,
But
that
it was
was
fun.
unfortunate, but I'm glad everybody at least made it. And
And I don't think anybody was upset, really. Everybody sort of understood this is what, the cards we were dealt. I didn't have anybody that was upset or unreasonable, or they were like, okay.
right. Good
So,
group.
It was a good group.
Right.
It was a good group, yeah. Because most people were like, how dare you? You
Right.
know? And they
Drag
were
me
like,
out of bed this early,
and then
not
not put me on a flight
Right.
until 6 o'clock at night.
Right.
Yep. But it was fun. I think we have trivia now. You've been to the show, so you know we
I
do
have.
trivia. So Margaret's going to get a microphone, I think, from. Oh, you're already
Whoa,
mic'd
yeah.
up. Okay, look at that. Stefan's on it. So hand me a paddle, and we will play a little bit of trivia. Do we have a theme for this month?
September is the theme.
September trivia. Please don't ask. Oh, actually, ask
it's
me.
so fun.
Ask me all the birthstone and sign questions because it happens to be my birthday, so I
Some
know
of
'em.
these are, your staff may have known what some of your
Oh.
ins are.
Might
So
be at a disadvantage because my
Wow.
staff put them together this time.
okay, we're gonna start with something easy.
Okay.
Which holiday is celebrated in September?
That's an easy one.
We're having marker issues here.
Oh, you are? Do you want to just say it?
I'll just say it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Labor Day? Okay.
Yes. And I don't have anything to wash it, so I'm just going to probably say mine too.
Perfect. The Beatles received a gold record for which single on the 12th of September, 1966?
A gold record, 12th of September, 1966. It could be a million things. 1966, though, that's pretty early on in their reign. I'm going to say 66.
I can see the album cover. I don't know the name of it.
I'm going to
Is
say.
it that one?
I can't answer that. I feel like that's cheating.
You think Sgt. Pepper? No, that was later than that. That was.
She's
the
looking for
70s.
hints on my face.
I know. I feel like it's like I Want to Hold Your Hand or something early on in the repertoire.
So we're the album or the song?
It's a song or
It's
an album?
a single, so it's a song.
Oh.
It's the single. Pretty big one.
A lot of them are late. We don't know.
We're done. Yellow Submarine.
It was one of
What
those
I
things.
was thinking
family
that was
member?
later too.
What family members do we celebrate in September?
Family member?
Oh, I know.
What family members?
I know this, I think.
Okay, it's not father or mother. It must be like grandparents, maybe.
Grandparents.
Because the grandparents go to the school
Oh,
with
you-
the kids. That's how I know.
Oh,
so.
that's how you know you have kids. You
Yes.
cheater. You cheater. I don't have
What
that.
day was that? The Simpsons was created in September, but of what year?
The what?
Simpsons. The Simpsons. The cartoon?
Oh, the symptoms. The Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Symptoms. The
What
Simpsons.
year?
Okay, so they're old. They're way old. So Family Guy's in 20 years, so they're older than that. So it's got to be at least. Simpsons came from the Tracy Ullman Show, which was
Younger than me.
We'll do the closest.
I'll say
Tracy Ullman Show. after she left. It's got to be. Go ahead. I
Say
think
87.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 89.
93.
1993.
Knew
it.
93. Darn it.
Okay, this one's fun. In America, the guillotine stopped being used as a means of execution in September of what year?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I don't know. When have we last guillotined people?
1977.
Yeah.
Right.
That is the answer.
It was 1977.
1977.
We guillotined somebody in 76.
That was
is
the
what you're
last
saying?
time. Was the last execution was 77.
What state was that in? I'm sorry.
I don't
And
have
it's
any follow-up information.
1977, not 1877.
1977.
There's no chance I would have come up with that. Like, where did they just chop somebody's head off as a matter of We need more information on that. We'll look that up later. Like
have more questions on
1977.
that
I
one.
do. Yeah.
All right.
I am
I'll be Googling
literally
that one.
made of questions
Yeah.
right now. And what did he do to,
Right.
invoke
next-
the
77?
guillotine?
Next month.
Okay.
We'll discuss that.
We'll give you some follow-up information on that next month.
That's frightening.
Crazy, right?
Last one. On September 17th, Chubby Checker had a #1 hit. What was the song called?
Twist. Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. We got
So
that
I think
one.
you're 1-1.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, because you.
Well, she was closer on the other one, so.
Oh, I said 89.
Yeah.
Yeah, 93. The 93. Well, they were on the Tracy Ullman show, but they didn't have
That's
their
right.
own show.
They did, but it had to be like 88. I just never could find it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a dispute.
I had the soundtrack. to
Audience
the
dispute.
show.
The Tracy Ullman show or the Simpsons show?
The challenge flag has been thrown from the audience.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. But Tracy Ullman was on HBO, and then she moved to Fox, and then Fox spun out The Simpsons.
I don't have enough service
The
to
Tracy
Google
Ullman
it.
show was awesome.
I remember that show.
It was a
You
trick
do?
From the HBO days, I do. It was
Yeah.
good.
It was pretty like.
She had a bunch of characters she played.
yeah.
Yes.
It was like a modern day, raunchier Carol Burnett show.
Right.
Yeah, it was great.
I probably
loved
shouldn't have
that.
been watching it, but yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking you're a little young for that. Where were your parents,
Right.
Brett? I think they, yeah.
She probably, I hope she didn't watch it. I'm sorry.
No. I had older brothers and sisters, so I watched a lot of stuff that I
Gotcha.
probably shouldn't have to.
It was a different time. It was a
When you're
different
the
time.
youngest of four, you skip over Disney and go right into
Right.
whatever it is you should not be watching.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming down. I want to thank Brett for filling in because I know that, and don't think that you were our last choice because you were not. We already established we never asked Adam.
That's perfect. Yeah, I'm one above. So yeah. Makes me feel better. Though.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Right.
And thank you for your hospitality on the trip. We appreciate
No,
it
it's-
very much.
Thank you so much for coming, and thank you for turning into the travel coordinator there.
So I thought I was doing a good thing, and my husband's like, "No, you're just a control freak. So don't let me
Right.
fool you."
Bruce was a vital part of the trip too.
Bruce
just
sat in a corner for hours and watched
Bags.
movies.
He watched Bags.
He did watch Bags.
He was great. I never stressed about where my bag
Nope,
was if
Bruce
it was unattended.
Yep, Bruce was always with the
Right.
bags, and he just let us go and was like, "Let me know what plane I'm getting on and when."
He was great.
Yeah. Very quiet. That's always good, right? Thanks to Stefan and Mike Klaus, who's in the booth. And I'm going to thank John for coming down, John Heening, who's a local realtor. We'll give you a plug. And, of course, the Mets, always thankful for them. So have a great day, everybody. Thank you, Bobby Malik at Jimmy John's. He owns 2 locations. Make sure you're using one of those, too. St. Lucie West and Fort Pierce. Have a great day, everybody.
Thank you.
That was a quick show, right? But we didn't
Right.
have a guest.